Hello, it's me again. So, last time we were playing Team Fortress 2. Hold on a second. Whoa, it's a bit loud. Okay, this should be good for now. So yeah, last time we were playing Team Fortress 2, and well, as you guys probably noticed, I put the volume as low as possible for the game, but it was still a bit too loud for the stream. Uh, it's clearly not supposed to be like that. I've seen plenty of people record TF2 gameplay. Clearly, I'm doing something wrong, and I don't really know what. And I figured that rather than trying to fix it, it'd be just faster to move on to another game since I was gonna do that anyway. So yeah, this is the game I'm gonna try this time. It's Path of Exile. Uh, it's an ARPG. It's a Diablo-like. And well, yeah, it's. I think it came out in 2013. I'm not sure. This was one of those, one of those like, like really big games for a while. Like as far as these free-to-play type games go, since like it was a proper full game and it wasn't necessarily exactly pay to win. The in-game microtransactions were excessive, and they were for cosmetics and stuff like that. That was like back in the day. Recently, it seems that there's been a lot of negativity surrounding the game. I'm not too immersed in gaming news and stuff like that, but just from what I've seen from recent reviews, it seems like the developers are not exactly communicating very well uh, well, with the player base. There seems to be some tension there, but it's not that so important for us since we'll be start, starting a new campaign, and I'm not too into playing any kind of game to on high end stuff. So let's just go through the game together and see what it has to give for us. As since a lot of the times these type of problems usually that come way after a game has released center around like end game content, and we're definitely not going to reach there. Because I'm gonna be real. Uh, all the times that I've played Path of Exiles in the past, I've never reached the end game. It's not it's not really something I'm too interested in. So let's try to get into a game and hey, guys, just downloaded it. So it's agreement thing. Okay, so hold on 1 second. I'm not sure what they're gonna ask of me, so I'm just gonna close the screen for now. Just give me a second, guys.
By the divine authority of the Templar, you are hereby exiled and consorted with sin. Find your redemption, exile, or die in the attempt.
Okay, so for anyone that missed what it said, basically, I've been exiled from like the kingdom or whatever, and I have to choose which one I am. So let's. I'm just gonna. Here, these are the. Let's just go over the characters. I already know them, but since our not a lot of people are into these type of games, let's go through them one by one.
You swore sinew and soul to serve God and the Order of the Templar. For years you built a life upon faith, only to smite it asunder with one sinful blow. And is that not the greatest folly of all, to lose faith when it's all you have left? You were once the chosen of God, a Templar. You are now the chosen of Rayclast, an exile.
So Rayclast is like this place where they're exiling me to. And with Templar, as you guys know, is like a holy class. This gets less of a paladin and more of a priest. I can kind of do both. It's not really my preferred character since I usually don't. Well, I play alone, so the supporting abilities aren't as useful. You can play him solo just fine, but I like to roleplay a bit when I play some games. So, like, I'm not gonna play a priest and not support him, but it just doesn't make sense.
You were born with quickness of body and sharpness of mind. How have you paid for these gifts? With innocent blood. Yours is a predatory profession, the business of butchery. You have stolen many a life to fill your purse. Now you will earn your redemption in Rayclast.
So this is basically the thief assassin guy. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, in this game, your three main stats are strength, dexterity, and magic, or intelligence. So basically, strength is like the power class, dexterity is these type of agility classes, the classics, and intelligence is magical stat. It's the classic spread. So Templar would be, I think, strength and intelligence. Can use some magic and power weapon. That's why he has this big pole. This guy's like intelligence and dexterity. It's like the thief assassin guy. He can do traps and stuff. And this next guy, I think, is pure strength.
Do you think you are savage enough to face the land of the damned, Marauder? We offered you truth, yet still you clasped your superstitious lies. We offered you service, yet you wasted your strength in defiance. Rayclast offers you something else.
It's like OBS disconnected for a second there. Hopefully the stream is still going well. It seems fine for now, so let's continue. So yeah, this is like the barbarian class. It's the pure strength class. Not my cup of tea. I'm not. These some ARGs are usually, uh, you know, the the top view camera and stuff. I'm not too. I don't exactly enjoy melee in this type of games, but a lot of people enjoy this class. You can do the whirlwind, the whirlwind, gameplay.
Swift and silent, you stole the bounty of others. A crow that plunders our crops. A stray dog that slaughters our sheep. Ariath is a land of men, not animals. Think on that, Ranger, when Rayclass shows you how to truly live like an animal.
So this is the archer class, basically. The the ranged physical attacker. I think this one's a pure dexterity build. So yeah, it's just mostly range attacks. This is one of the two classes I prefer playing. I like playing ranged in most games, and I like bows too.
You were born to be swift and strong. What did you do with your gifts, duelist? You squandered them on self-indulgence. Sin has led you here, your path inked in the blood of gratuitous murder. You have betrayed the Grand Arena. Now Rayclass shall be your audience and your foe.
So this is the duelist. Is a strength dexterity mix. So it's your skillful melee guy. Is not too doesn't excel in magic. Is all about melee. By the way, when I say those, give those stat points, I'm pretty sure all the characters here can use magic, and all of them can pretty much equip most weapons. There, there, there are. I'm pretty sure there's some exclusives, but it's not like I don't. How do I say this? I'm pretty sure the way this game handles skills after layer is through gems that you obtain rather than a character unlock screen, and each of them have a different spread of available gems. And I'm pretty sure that most of them have some magic-like skill gems, so it's not like it'll just be hitting your sword most of the time. Though I've never played Duelist, so I don't actually know if you can equip any magic skill gems or not. But yeah, another melee class, not too interested, personally.
Why do the keen of mind seek to satiate their curiosity in darkness and depravity? Innocence is our father. Ariath is our mother. When a daughter strays from the light, she makes herself an orphan. Learn well the lessons that Rayclass will teach you, witch. It is your only hope of finding your way home.
This is the mage class, pure intelligence class. This is the one you go for if you really like magic, basically. There's one more class in this game. You have to unlock it through the game. I think it's chapter 3 or 4. You'll see if we ever reach that. It's basically like an ultra all-rounder. You can use any of the weapons and skills that isn't like the best at anything. So kind of like a freelancer if you guys play Final Fantasy type games. For the playthrough of this game, I'll stick with the witch, mainly because this is a class I'm most familiar with. Especially in Diablo, I prefer playing the necromancer class. Just because it's more fun Because I've been alone, so with summoner type classes, you can supplement that. And this is the class for that type of gameplay. Okay, so let me just think of a name for her. Which no, let's just go with Cassandra. I don't know why I'm thinking of this name. I think there's a witch Cassandra in some fiction, but let's cat. Oh yeah, completely forgot. For some reason, the character names have to be unique too. Not just unique to your account, but just unique. It's really annoying. Because you also have to have like an account name that's unique, so there's 2 unique names per character. Let's just put some numbers. Can I not put numbers? I can't put numbers in this. Cassandra. I don't know. Elm. That works. Yeah, that's not a name you want. Here we are. This is us. I don't know which league I'm in. It's the basic league or season league.
The very sand shivers with malice. There's a power here that welcomes me.
Okay, so like this. How do I turn this? Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. How do I do this? Oh, there it is. Alright, I hope you guys can hear the ambient effects are a bit loud. But yeah, it's just another thing. There has to be. Oh, here it is. That's just a party. So no one will be able to answer. So, okay. Here we are. This is our first weapon. And let's talk to this dying exile guy.
You and I, we're the only ones that made it to shore. Alive, anyway. Looks like you found something you can defend yourself with. Good. This place is crawling with criminals. There's smoke rising just east of here. Could be worth checking.
And he's dead. It always happens in these games.
The dead will soon rise for me, not against me.
Yes, so it's funny that this guy says that we're the only ones that made alive. This is like supposed to be a place exile. A lot of people like us. So anyway, here's the first gem. As you guys can see, here it is, in fact a gem. Here it is. I have to equip this here. Yeah, I actually really like these type of things. If they don't always show this, it's only in the beginning. It's really helpful for new players, especially in this type of game. So yeah, each equipment has these slots with colors, and the blue is the intelligence color, the magic color. And so you just take your little magic gem and you just plop it on here. And now I've got a bit of a fireball. And that's pretty much how you equip your abilities in this game. Passive, active, it's all on your equipment, on your sockets with gems. Your character has an actual level up up skill tree thing. But you know, it's purely passive, so you don't get any skills from it. Why is this still? Why am I still getting this? How do I guess. Why am I still getting this? Okay. Okay, I think this time. Actually close that off. Anyway, that was a fireball. This is my health. This is my mana. As you can see, spells use up mana. And this is a fireball. And these are basically my potions. Let's move forward. The map here. The game actually has some pretty good graphics. It's not the most important, especially in this type of game, but it's nice. It never hurts to have good graphics as long as it doesn't affect other aspects of the game. A lot of games just focus on graphics and end up not doing that well everywhere else. Oh, spiders. I'm losing health. Your health doesn't recover on its own, unlike your mana. You have to use all your potions, and it heals. So yeah, I'm a bit rusty, so I might end up dying a bit. These are the usual zombie type enemies. They're called brown, because you know we just came to shore. In the beginning, you know, it's a bit hard to kill even a single enemy. This is why I like ranged characters. But as you go through the game, you start being able to kill entire maps of enemies pretty easily. At that point, only bosses and unique enemies are gonna cause trouble for you. Let's keep moving. For now, let's try to kill and get experience, level up, get some gear. Try not to die. Let's see. There's some more zombies over here. I just got equipment, I think. Not. Did it drop? Here it is. Why isn't? That's odd. Why isn't it highlighted? Let me just options UI. Item. Normally the items, the names show up on its own. Why isn't it doing that? Oh yeah, don't get it. That's good. Well, hopefully it doesn't get in the way. Here's the gauntlets. This one has a red socket, so put red gems in. Red gems are the strength gems. As you can see, even though I'm a pure intelligence mage character, I get some red sockets, which pretty much means that I'll eventually get some red gems. So it's not like there's no point in getting some strength in your mages. So let's just continue with the game. A bit slow early on, but it's also more fun early on because the enemies aren't either extremely squishy or extremely spongy. This one, I don't remember this. I never tried with this. Yeah, so like I said, graphics aren't necessary, but they can be fun. I'm dying here. Some more zombies. Let's put me in there. Chest. So probably gonna get some tutorial items here. This is the support gem. You can see that there are circles. They're circles instead of the more rock-like thing. So these don't do anything on their own. Over here, I hope you guys can see my arrow. I'm not exactly sure, but over here you can see that my wand has 2 sockets, and in between there's this line that connects them. Not every item with multiple sockets has this line. You can add them to them, but it's a bit of an annoying process to try to do for a lot of sockets. But anyway, the point of this line is that some gems, such as passive gems, interact with other gems that are connected in the same item. So for example, this is an arcane surge gem. So let's read this. Each supported spell will track how much mana you spent on it, granting a buff to the total mana spent, which is a threshold. So yeah, basically, once you use this amount of mana, the spell that this is connected to, it'll give it a boost. And the boost is in the to gain arcane surge after spending a total of 15 mana on upfront costs and effects of some skill. Upfront is basically the think it just means the amount of mana you spend on click. And I guess some spells use mana over time. This is the upfront. So for example, Fireball has a cost of 6 mana. This you need to spend mana, so you have to cast 3 fireballs before you get the Arcane Surge. And Arcane Surge is 10% more spell damage, it's 10% damage increase, and 30% increased mana regeneration. And it lasts for 4 seconds. So spend mana, your mana regen gets a bit improved as compensation, and during the surge you deal 10% more damage. 10% may not seem like a lot, but remember this is a level 1 gem, and even 10% like later in the game can do a lot. And this also since your support skills still 10% more spell damage while you can have Arcane Surge. So yeah, some these gems usually have bonus effects in addition to their base effects. So basically what this seems to imply is that while I'm surged up, the spell this supports will be an additional 10% bonus damage, so a total of 20% bonus damage if cap is on the base damage. So yeah, this is pretty good. And as you can see, as the prompt said, a lot of support gems mana cost, and now they're 7 mana. You still take 3 fireballs, reach that 15 mana threshold, but like if I level it up once and it increases by 1 mana the cost, I'll just need to use it twice. And show them. Okay, let's move on. It's a bit hard to see the enemies. I wish that is highlighted better, like on their own, so I can do this. Maybe I should have just increased my screen's brightness, but I don't feel like doing that right now. So I set it up and play the game. I'm sure you guys saw the thing around me just a while ago. Pretty sure that was the Arcane Surge. I will try to get that again. Here it is. That's Arcane Surge. Basically just a visual indicator telling me that, hey, you're doing more damage now. Only lasts 4 seconds, so it's not that big of a deal. But like, since mana regenerates on its own, I can do something like fireball, 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 and then I start doing more damage. Yeah, this Mario my mana on these guys. Then not much of a threat.
And I thought I'd be a dead woman by now.
So I just leveled up, and this is usually the point where a lot of people, you know, meet their first wall in this game. This this is where things get complicated. This is the entire passive skill tree that you have available to you. The good news is everybody gets this exact skill tree. Later on, you'll get a class-specific skill tree, but it's much smaller and more manageable, much easier to handle. But yeah, so you don't have to memorize or understand like 6 different versions of this. There's just this one. And it's big. It's confusing. It's annoying. It's not the most user-friendly, let's say. But you don't have to worry about all of this. Like this, you really don't have to. Like I said, this entire skill tree is designed to be useful for everybody, every class. So your specific class and your specific build probably doesn't need to like go everywhere. You won't even be able to go everywhere. You get a limited amount of skill points. Like for example, down here, yeah, axe attack, damage increase, bonus attack speed with axes. My mage has no need for this. I don't need this specific skill socket. So there's no real reason for me to slowly move my way down here. But by slowly move my way, I mean you start all the way here, you pick one of these, and you move along the tree and go where you need to go. For mage, you start with either bonus spell damage and maximum mana, or maximum energy shield and maximum mana. Energy shield is, well, as an intricate, is a shield that goes over your health. If you guys have ever played Hearthstone, especially like armor, but it regenerates in some time. So it's good for mage squishy, and energy shields usually work with your intelligence stat. So yeah, if you want a tanky mage, you usually go for energy shield instead of health and armor. And this one is basic damage, and it both gives you mana. So when you start out, you don't really have to worry about all of this. Like, you really don't have to worry about all of this. You really only have 2 options in the beginning, and you just pick the one you like. If you want to be more safe, you go for the energy shield, and if you want to be more aggressive, you go with the damage. And then you'll see that again you'll get 2 choices, and then you can go for the other one later. I'm not too sure, but there's no real. Either way, you still get 2 options. Hopefully you'll get 1 option, you get 2. Well, you branch out. But so yeah, you don't have to worry about the grand scope of the tree when you first start out playing the game. You just need to worry about what's in front of you. But if you is afraid of other skill points, yeah, you can't actually reset in this game. Like you can reset some points, like, but you won't be able to reset all of your skill points. So yeah, when you're starting out, I suggest just going with what you see, what you find interesting, with what's right in front of you, without worrying about everything else. But if you're a warrior and you want to kind of know what you're trying to do, you could, you know, follow the initial uh, lines and see what's what. The way to basically read this is these small ones are basic boosts like spell damage, cast speed, and shield, medium damage, and life. It's pretty standard buffs. These plus symbols are straight stat buffs, intelligence, strength, stuff like that. And then there's these special ones. These are basically what your build is around. Like these are basic stats these you pick to meet item and skill requirements. Also, they work with damage for damage, but basically, as whatever way you build, you're gonna have enough stats for damage. It's not that important unless you're going for endgame. But for equipment, if you're trying to do some mixed equipment or you're going for some specific equipment that you really like, you might need these stat bonuses. Like as a mage, you can see that you get plenty of intelligence, but not as many strength. And some items might require you to have a bit of strength. So you might want to get some strength. But for beginners, the most important are these highlighted skills, especially the ones at the end. But these are basically the special skill. They're not repeated. Like this is 20% increased damage, 5% increased cast speed, and plus 20 intelligence. It's a lot in one visit. This early on, so it's not that specialized, but for example here, you get 25% increased fire damage and 15% increased fire resistance instead of just straight up spell damage. You get more damage increase, but for a specific element. If you want a fire element build, you go with this. Here is the lightning. Here is the cold. That's basically the gist of it. And then there are these ones. I think they're called keystones. These are just really special ones that you want to look out for. Minions explode when reduced to low life, healing 33% of their life as fire damage to surrounding enemies. These basically are gameplay altering passives. Now, what I'm saying isn't exact. I'm not like an expert in the game or anything like that, but this is basically how you want to look at it. These over here are empty sockets. Later on in the game, you've got like a chance of getting some gems that you can equip here, which basically makes them like a wild card. You can put whatever you want here. There's some limitations, like this is a basic jewel socket. You can put a basic jewel here. You don't really need to worry about this for now. Just know that eventually you might want, maybe on the second or third character, you might want to think about adding some of these wild card sockets in. That's another keystone, just to get a better understanding of what to go after. Spend energy shield before mana or skill mana cost. Energy shield protect mana instead of life. 50% less energy shield. Basically, this, if you're going for like an ultra aggressive build and you don't care about your energy shield as a defensive option, you have or armor or health or some other way of protecting yourself, you can basically convert your energy shield into mana. It can be pretty useful. Like some skills reserve your mana, so like it cuts your mana off, so you can't use as much. So maybe you can use your energy shield instead. But like I said, these are your gameplay altering passes. So you're trying to do a very specific build or specific gameplay style. You're looking at these passives. So as I said, when I play these type of games, I like to play minion-oriented games, summons, if you will. So over here is a search bar. You can search words, and any of these passives that have those words will get highlighted. This is a helpful tool if you kind of don't know what you're looking at. Like maybe you're like, I'm all the way over here. I'm pretty sure the devs did put shields in the mage area, but I want my mage to have some shields. You can put your shield. Hold on. Yeah. I have to specifically click here. You put your shield, and here you go. Highlighted some shield. Like here, there's 2% chance to block attack damage while holding the shield. Elemental resistance while holding the shield. Over here, intelligence provides no intelligence bonus. Energy shield. 2% reduced duration of element. Where is visible? Oh yeah. Energy shield is also shield, so maybe you want to put block in. You can figure these stuff out like this. This is just a helpful way of navigating the map. You don't really have to memorize it. And nobody is memorizing all of this. There's just no point to it. For me, I quote summons, and you guys have probably noticed here they call them minions. So I can write minion. And these are the skills that are minion related. So I might want to unlock these. As you can see, on the mage area, there's a lot of them. But if you go to these areas, there's none, basically. So as you can imagine, maybe some of these other classes aren't really into minions that much. So for our thing, let's try to see if we can narrow it down a bit more. I want to increase the number of minions I have, so maybe if I plus okay, that narrowed it down a bit. Let's see if they do anything. So yeah, this is not quite. Let's look for one that increases minion count if it's available, and we can try to emulate them. Minions have a 12% increase maximum life, or damage. Oh, here it is. Okay, so you can increase all minions at once, but specific minions you might be able to do something about them. So here it says +1 to maximum number of specters, raised zombies, and skeletons. So I want this. This increases the number of minions I have of these specific types. So like I look at the language they use here, they don't use minions. So because they don't want you to get a blanket increase on all minion count. So let's look at it. Maximum number of, so Let's try that. Accent number. And let's see how many this stuff here. So attack skills have +1 to maximum number of summoned ballistic totem. Okay, so this is a different thing. No need to worry about that for us. This again, ballista. I think this is like the archer thing. It's not relevant for us. I do not know what this is. It might be new. Let's read it. Allocate after taking a notable passive skill in this cluster. Select a caster mastery bonus. Notable, I guess, would be this thing. Or maybe these, but probably this thing. So I'm guessing that once I take the notable skill, I can choose one of these. So final repeat of spells has 30% increased area of effect. Spells cause you to gain mana. Cannot be chilled. It was the maximum. Spells which gain intensity have +1 to maximum intensity. Skills supported by Unleash have maximum number of seals. Okay, this has nothing to do with minions, but it's still kind of interesting. You can select another passive here. I don't know if they require you to put a skill point in, but it's more stuff that you can do. This is more maximum number of seals, so not relevant for us. Okay, hold on. Right. Over here, +2 to maximum number of corpses allowed. Okay, so corpses is a mechanic for us in the necromancy thing. Not relevant because you use corpses for skills, but they're not direct minions. Oh, here's a good one. Golem Commander. +1 to maximum number of summoned golems. 40% increase effect of buffs granted by your golems. Golems are a type of minion. And I want more minions, so this is something I want. One unfortunate thing, I don't know if they changed it, is that you can't like highlight a skill and save it so that you can go back to it later. So like you have to re-find your skills later. It's kind of annoying. But now we know I want this. And I wonder if this minion defense mastery, this doesn't give me a maximum number, but if it doesn't require an extra skill point to get this can be pretty useful. I can choose based on my gameplay style. But anyway, as you can see, I want more minions. Golem Commander is something that lets me do that. This is on the right side. This is where I start. So, okay. Now I try to see how I can get there. I can try to go here and go here like this, but this kind of puts me in this area and there's nothing else I want here. And everything that works with my keyword search is to the left. So maybe I might want to go here like all the way here so that I can continue on from here. So this is basically how you choose your thing. Let's look at more passives. This is +1 to maximum number of raised zombies and skeletons, so I definitely want this. So clearly, while I'm going there, it seems they converge, so luckily it doesn't matter too much where we start. But anyway, it's definitely not a good idea to go in this direction. So I want to go here and then move up all the way here and continue on to whatever's next. Okay, so let's continue looking. Again, this is the maximum number of seals, not relevant for us. Same. Oh yeah, this is the raised zombie spectre thing. So yeah, you like go here, you go over here, here and here, and then you continue on here, and you go here. Or the thing I'm trying to do. And there's 2 more things that got highlighted, so let's read them and see what they have. So this is basically how you plan out your builds. It's kind of slow, might be a bit boring for some people. So that's why I suggest that you players just not worry about it and just go with what's in front of them. But for our case, we're gonna read a bit. This is actually a minus to the number of maximum summoned totems. Totems is a different feature. Mostly for paladins, not really relevant for us. This is a plus to the number of totems. So clearly, for our case, this is all there is to it. There's nothing else to really worry about for us. So our path in the beginning is clear. We try to get this, then this, and this. So from all of this huge mess, we're down to 3 passives that we want. And that's where you start, basically. So now that we know that 3 passives we want, we start by going for the first one, which is this one. And luckily for us, it's a convergent thing. So we can basically do whatever we want here. So now, let's try to look for the path. We know that this is the offensive, this is the defensive, but more importantly is these. Do we want to go to the middle here? Or do we want to go straight for this? Do we go here? Because if we do, we have to take a detour. And that's how we continue to look for our build. 20% increased spell damage, 5% increased cast speed, plus 20 intelligence. This is real offensive stuff. Plus 2 to maximum energy shield, plus 20 to maximum mana, plus 20 to intelligence. So yeah, if you want mana and defense, you go in this direction. If you want offense, you go here. Now let's see if this is worth going into. Plus 10% elemental resistance, 25% chance to avoid interruptions, and then you get a mix of strength and dexterity. 20 strength and dexterity. Now why would a mage want strength and dexterity? Like I said, some items, some skill gems want strength and dexterity, so you might want this. For our case, I don't really know if I need this. It's early on in the skill tree, so I don't really have to focus on it for now. Let's look at the other stuff. Plus 8% maximum life, plus 12% increase maximum mana. This is the quality of life thing. It's not important enough for me to deviate from the set path towards getting Lord of the Dead, because we only have a limited amount of skill points that we can get throughout the entire game. Let's look here. 50% increase critical strike chance for spells, plus 50% critical strike multiplier for spell damage. Now I don't know, does that count for summonable creatures? So it's not that important. For now, I want to focus on gameplay altering stuff, focused around minions. This doesn't relate to minions necessarily. This is about critical chances. I'm not too invested in it. And this, area of effect. This is definitely not related to what we're trying to do. So as of now, I do not have any incentive to take a detour. So I'm trying to go straight for Lord of the Dead. So increase damage, increase maximum life. Do I want defense or offense? Now, for my specific I'm not looking at paper. For our specific build, I am gonna be summoning a lot of minions and letting them do their thing. So unless the enemy has a lot of AoE or aggroes the player specifically, I do not need to worry about being hit. So my personal health isn't as important as my minions. So maybe I don't really want to focus on my energy shield. My attack speed and cast speed, not that important either. I'm summoning minions. They'll be doing their thing. Right here, cast speed or spell damage. Now, I said. Now, I'm obviously going for the offensive area, but which one is more important for me? Spell damage or cast speed? Now, I don't know what kind of minion skills I'm going to be getting. Are they permanent minions? In other words, do I just summon them and they just stick around? Or do I have to summon them like periodically to maintain the army? If that's the case, I might want more cast speed to cast faster, basically. Spell damage is just damage, basically. So, what do I do? That's really up to you. But we've been stuck here a long time anyway. There's no real need to worry about this right now because I only have two choices. And since we've decided to go offense, let's go offense. Apply points. And we started on our journey towards navigating this. So yeah, a lot of people get stuck here, either give up or just ignore it early on. There's a reason for it, I barely started the game and I'm pretty sure I spent most of the stream on this page. I could probably do it for longer if I really want to focus on a specific build, pathing, and stuff like that. But for now, let's go back to the game. Where it is. Here we go. Now my fireball does a bit more damage and have a bit more mana. Not gonna be relevant for us at this moment. There, I've passed quite a bit. I am parched. Let's continue on. This is a boss. You can see the special name thing he has. That means that he's a boss. And this is another reason why I like to pick ranged characters. This guy is gonna destroy me if he gets a hit on. But I can pretty much easily kite him. Later on, the bosses aren't gonna be this dumb, let's say. This guy's meant to be dumb. No ranged, just chases me. Well, a lot of the later bosses have minions themselves. Like infinite minions. So yeah, for now, just kite. He's on fire, and I'm taking advantage of my surge thing. Continuously fireball him. And he's dead. And this is why I don't like I can't see the items. I don't know why I can't see the items. I'm gonna have to figure this out for the next stream, but basically, after you kill bosses, you get some good stuff. It's annoying that they don't just show up, but whatever. Shows. Let's just take everything. Hopefully I have everything here. And let's look at our spoils. Okay, I got a robe. I got a cow. I got shoes. And these are the bonuses. Unidentified. So, as you guys can see, items and rarities. The basic white text is the most common thing text. So, next to the bonus modifiers. Next up is blue text, these, and some bonus modifiers. And this is where the unidentified stuff comes from. Every item has a basic stat allocation. And the blue text you see here is the specific weapon's basic bonus. Rare weapons and up have additional bonuses that have to be identified. To identify the additional bonuses, you need these things. Scroll of Wisdom. You basically right-click them, and then you let's say put it on the shoes. And now this thing does 8% increase rarity of items found. So if I have this, I'll get better items. And this, let's see, horizontal has increased elemental damage. And now I have 13% increased critical strike chance and more mana. So, rarities are important. They give more passives, more bonuses. Legendaries have special passives and bonuses and stuff like that. But you also need to be careful and be mindful of the sockets. My current one has 2 blue sockets that are linked. This has no blue sockets, and this only has 1. And my second blue gem is a passive gem, so it has to be linked. So I do not want these ones, even though they may be better stat-wise. Now over here, I have a common shoe with 2 skill sockets. If I have skill gems to put here, I may possibly want these, but I don't. Also, there's no blue, which is one of the thing I'm most likely to need. And over here, I do have a blue one. I do not have as many skill slots, but I don't need any skill slots at the moment. I don't have any more skill gems. But this increases my rarity of items found. It may not be as good defensively, offensively, or whatever. It can help get there eventually. So I want this, so replace it. this is basically how you have to judge what you want. Every person has this little bit of inventory. Your inventory takes up space, Resident Evil style. And once you run out of these Tetris blocks, if you have like a square left and you have like a 3x1, then you can put that item in your inventory. So yeah, you basically have to play a bit of Tetris with your items to get the most out of your inventory. Later on, you'll get like the chest where you can put your extra stuff, so you don't need to worry about dropping stuff. But this basically incentivizes you to go back and not just keep hoarding infinite amounts of items. By the way, I'm not against hoarding infinite amounts of items. You're gonna be doing that anyway. It's a bit annoying, it's a bit archaic, if you will, but that's what they do, that's what they want like, so that's what we're gonna have to deal with. Let's continue. We'll open the gate for us. This is our first hub area. Let's go in. Lion Eyes Watch. This is like the hub area basically. No enemies here. This is where you get your waypoints, your quest stuff, and your NPCs. This is something or another. Let's see what
Wasteland of Theopolis, you have transgressed against your God and your fellow man. You have been a willing vessel for the following sins. Disciplinary sloth. 1 count of negligence leading to bodily harm. 1 count of negligence leading to financial harm. God has charged me with your redemption. You are hereby exiled to Rayclast, where it is hoped you shall come to repent your sins and make your peace with your beloved Father.
Yeah, so this is basically like a world building thing. This is the stuff we read earlier about our character classes, the reason for exile, basically a letter of judgment, basically. It's pretty fun to listen to them. You get an idea of what the world is like. You might even get some foreshadowing. Let's just read another one and then we'll move on.
Olin of Theopolis, you have transgressed against your God and your fellow man. You have been a willing vessel for the following sins. Unlawful avarice, 1 count of petty theft. Civil envy, 1 count of resisting the authority of an officer of the Ebony Legion. Mortal wrath, 1 count of reckless conduct leading to the accidental homicide of an officer of the Ebony Legion. God has charged me with your redemption. You are hereby exiled to Rayclast, where it is hoped you shall come to repent your sins and make your peace with your beloved Father.
Yeah, I got the thief, tug around. It basically lets you know what kind of people end up in this place. You learn later on that not everybody is a total bad guy, and they're not total good guys. It's not that complicated of a story, it's pretty basic. Oh, and energy shield, blue stuff. So let's talk to some NPCs. These are all the players, I think. So yeah, these are quest markers. You all know what this is. I'm not gonna bore you with explanation. This is time to talk to our lady or whatever. So I can talk to the others. This is Tarkley. These are not Tarkley. I can talk to them and not move on with the story. Basically, let's talk to Nessa.
I saw what you did to Hillock out there, Witch. Your black art is the reason you're here, in exile. It
She
may
like
also
the
be the
boss
only
that we
thing
just
that
killed.
allows you to see another dawn. I'm Nessa, and I suppose I should thank you for ridding us of that putrid giant. Back in Oriath, I judged your kind without hesitation. In Rayclast, I don't have that luxury. Lionel's watch isn't much, but it's ours. We could use you here, while you live. But should you wish to venture out, do just one thing for me. Out on the coast, amongst the wrecks, there must be a ship's medicine chest. I have many to care for, and there's only so much I can do with herbs and seawater.
Just got a side quest. And she's also a vendor. She sells rings and belts and stuff. This is actually a pretty point of conversation. As you can see, this costs one scroll of wisdom. You might be reluctant to get it, especially because it's a common. The scrolls of wisdoms are really easy to come by. Do not need to worry about using them to buy stuff. What's important here is that this is a triple link of 3 different colors. If things haven't changed, I'll show you why you want to buy this. If they're available for cheap, I'll be buying this, as scrolls of wisdoms are just easy to come by. No worries there. Or you can buy more glasses for mana and health. I don't need them right now, but like if you want to get some more here, or if you want to upgrade them later on, the rings go here, the belt goes here, so maybe you, and this is a necklace, and this goes here. So maybe you buy these. For now, these aren't that important. Get them from enemies anyway. And this is where the real stuff happens. These are the skill gems. She is the skill gems sales lady. She sells you skills. This is what you want to spend your currency on early on to get your build up. A summoner is what I'm trying to be. Let's see if she's got a summoner type of skill. Fireball, that's the thing I have. Rolling magma. I'm not too sure what it does, but it's definitely not something that I would, because you know, a summon skill. Next is using pulse. Sounds useful, but let's keep them. Lightning tendrils, lightning spell. So yeah, fire, ice, and lightning. And this is the basic spell. Like if you end up selling it, using it, you can buy more. No worries there. Spark is another lightning thing. It's a bit different from our lightning tendrils. So a lot of people end up using this for the final build or whatever. Not important for us at this point. Ethereal Knives is the dexterity skill. As you can see, my pure intelligence character is able to have access to a dexterity skill. So we have some more dexterity gem spots on our items. This one just fires an arc of knives. Not that important for us, but maybe you want them. You might want to have some dexterity slots on your items. Here it is. This is what we want. Raise zombie. Raise is a zombie minion from a corpse, which will follow you and attack enemies with a melee attack in an area of effect slab which cannot be evaded. Maximum 3 zombies. So, on this skill, it does not mention anything about a maximum amount of duration, maybe the permanent zombies. So I might not need the cast speed. This has a cast time of 0.85 seconds. Cast speed will benefit it, but if I'm not casting it all the time, maybe I don't need it. But right now, I want his skill. And as you can see, the corpse, I need to kill enemies first. So let's buy this one scroll of wisdom. That's all I have. So let's hold off for now. I only have one right now. So let's see if there's anything else that I might want first. Explosive trap, dexterity thing. The trap skill not to report first. Crossbow is a thing. The light is actually kind of interesting. It's a chaos spell. Chaos is dark thing. The special effect is not really elemental. It's a different from fire, lightning, cold. It has its own elemental resistance and stuff like that. So light. This one apply a debuff to enemies in front of you, which deals chaos damage over time. Is a deep damage over time skill. Enemies who aren't already debuffed by blight are also hindered for a short secondary duration, slowing them. It's a debuff skill. It's a damage over time skill. Not exactly what I want right now, but it is interesting. As you can see, the main elements, fire, cold, and lightning, are straight up damage. Chaos is a bit more roundabout, debuffing, damage over time. I'm pretty sure there's some straight damage here too. Yeah, that's basically how the skill elements are separated. Purifying flame. There is a fire thing. It's got a bit more unique stuff to it. And it's physical damage. Not too important for us right now. These are arcane surge support, a skill that we had earlier. Door blast mine. Throws a mine, a landmine basically. We all know what a landmine does. This is a landmine skill. The kinetic bomb. It fires to protect and fire a projectile from your back. Changes direction in zigzag pattern at regular intervals or when hitting enemies. Each time, change direction, a secondary projectile breaks off, flying in a direction, change away from it. It's a wand skill, not important for us. The only thing that seems interesting for us right now is Raise Zombie, Death Scroll. Let's buy it. We just took the scroll, and that's where it is. Now let's put this on our loot. And now we've got Raise Zombie. I don't like this allocation of the skill, so I might click on this, get rid of it, and put it on Q. Now my Q key is the Raise Zombie key. Really interesting if I do say so myself. Also, if you press Control, you get more skill slots. So, like, you have your basic letter skills. And if you press Control, you get more slots. So you can like put another different skill on Control Q, so that your Q does Raise Zombie, and your Control Q like does Fireball or something like that. It seems with you. You have a lot of skills. it's not really a good idea to have a lot of active skills that you have to constantly cast on different tabs, like Q and Alt Q. You can get annoying unless you have like a macro or something. But stuff like buff spells that you cast at the beginning of battles or at the beginning of maps where you don't tend to recast like at all, those are useful for putting on the control tabs because just cast them and not think about them ever again. Okay, that's enough for her.
Goodbye.
Let's talk best roles. That seems to be part of our side quest.
A wayfish, waterlogged witch, washed up in ray cloths. That's the first line of the poem I'm writing about you, Exile. Easy, girl. You could scorch a bloke with a look like that. The name's Bestel, captain of the good ship Merry Gull. At last, my Merry Gull is gone. My crew is gone. But my wits remain, after a fashion. There's an island, a hop, skip and a wade offshore of the terraces. That's where my Merry Gull ran aground. Watched the locals spit roast the ship's doctor, but his medicine chest might still be there, amongst the splinters and bones. It'd have everything Nessa might need. Dr. Shaky Hands Opton was lousy with a scalpel and even worse with a saw, but he knew his apothecary. Explains the shaky hands, if you ask me.
Alright, good information on our side quest. We need to get some medicine for this place called Tidal Island. Okay, let's continue talking and learn a bit more about her.
Poor Nessa. Not even a mother herself, and yet she cares for us all. And what a sickly, pathetic brood we are. May she live to have her own family, a real family. If anyone deserves that, Nessa does.
Okay, Nessa's the important person in this place. So she seems a bit less a bad guy in this group of bad guys. But she must probably sent here for a reason. It may not be a good reason, it may be a good reason, it could be complicated, but this is basically the basic structure of character design in this game.
Arrow, the Merry Gull's cook, washed up on the rocks over yonder. Dead as a doornail he was, buried him myself. Then, a few days later, I see him on the beach, a little worse for wear, but upright, shuffling about. A land full of disturbing surprises, this Rayclast.
We're probably going to leave it as long as ship cook or something. Okay, let's get to our main quest and to get our reward from this Tarley guy.
Fine work with Hillock. Where'd you learn to fight like that? No, forget I asked. We exiles have no history. Dominus took it from us when he had his blackguards dump us in the water out there. Here, got something for you. Should help you kill a few more of those undead bastards. Don't bother thanking me. The way I figure it, the longer we fighters live, the longer everyone lives.
Forgot about this. Probably should have waited it. But no worries. My reward is a spell. And this Ray Zombie. One fun thing about this early thing is that you can click on this. You get a little snippet. Here's a zombie. I guess this one doesn't give corpse. Not sure. But yeah, this is interesting. They do this for the early skills. I don't think they do this for the later skills. You're still in like tutorial mode. But here they show you the skill it moves. Here's a summary. And here's some examples for support gems. These are the recommended ones. Melee splash support because the zombies are melee. Immediate damage support. Multi-strike support. I guess the zombies can this. Just some more stuff. Not necessarily recommended. It seems melee physical damage, faster attack, and minion life. So yeah, this is a pretty good for newbies if you don't really understand what you're looking at. So let's look at what else we are using. Pulse, rolling magma, lightning tendrils, light, and kinetic. Let's look at them in action, starting with freezing pulse. It's a new device basically. Basically fireball but ice. Rolling magma. So this triple thing is that rolling magma with some support skills. It doesn't do that myself. So yeah, it's basically showing what is possible with Benjamin. But on its own, it's kinda bland. I've already got the fireball, not too interested. Lightning tendrils, let's look at this. There it is, that's the lightning tendrils. It's a channel skill. So once you use it, you have to hold it down and you get rooted to the place. You can't move, but you can continuously use it and continuously spend the mana. For me, I don't intend to, be very bulky, but maybe I will run more. The lightning tendril, not very interesting for me. Let's look next, light. Also seems to be channel still. And next is the magnetic belt. There it is, magnetic belt. It's basically our basic attack, but a bit better, and it costs better. So, after this, I don't want the channeling ones. Kinetic bolt is basically the basic attack where it costs mana. Does not cost mana. So this is all this but not necessarily good for us. So it's retreat, easy, bolted, back. Rolling memory is a bit lame without support skills. It's basically fireball, but nice. So let's go with this. And there we go. It's here. I don't like it. I guess I'll put grades on here after all. A little lame, but you can just go using it 3 times. It's fine. Yeah, I can put those on Q. Then let's continue talking about Tarkale. Let's learn a bit about Lion Eye's Watch.
Founded by Marseilles Lioneye as a supply station for his campaigns against the Karui. In its day, Lioneye's Watch could be defended by just a small garrison of well-armed legionnaires. What have I got? A handful of starving criminals with driftwood clubs and rusted hatchets.
So, back in the day, this place used to be a proper place. military protecting it. It wasn't a place for criminals. This is our first
That
introduction.
would just make life complicated.
I skipped there. But yeah, this is basically our first introduction to the story.
The Eternal Empire has some right nasty leftovers. Whether it's something in the air or in the water, no one stays dead in Rayclast. Not the first time. It can take a little while, but sooner or later corpses wake up and go looking for breakfast.
So yeah, there used to be an empire here, something went wrong, and now zombies. Basically Diablo 3. Not exactly, yeah, everything used to be fine, suddenly zombies, and everything went to shit. So yeah, again, not the most original story, but it works, it's fine. Let's learn a bit about Bestel.
That hat Bestel wears? Saw him pluck it from the real captain's head right before the cannibals barbecued the poor bastard. Waste not, want not, I suppose. Yes, Bestel's got a gift for telling tales, but I'd never call him a liar. The truth's always in there. You just have to listen for it.
So yeah, not the most reliable narrator, let's say. Yes,
Nessa's the one keeps the rest of us from losing our minds. To be honest, when she first arrived, I didn't think she'd survive more than a day, 2 at most. She's been proving me wrong every dawn since. Heard a bard once sing that the fairest flowers bloom in the foulest places. He was bloody well right.
Nessa seems to is not a hero of the place, but she's the one that's basically keeping everything in check.
I've seen many an exile pass through Lion Eye's watch, and many more that simply pass on. Those letters are my way of keeping track, of remembering. Oriath might want to forget us all, but I'll be damned if I will.
But yeah, this is the guy that's posting all the letters up. He's not the one issuing them, but he keeps them. The dead criminals. And this guy is also a vendor. He sells weapons and armor. A lot of weapons and armor, basically. Center. Either way, this is just on E-cells, but now it's not that important. That's how shield. Where to get them where to handle the currency tools. He also buys items from us and sell items to them. And this one, you can test this out. Triple linked sockets, one of each color. You put it here, get this. This is not then from everything. You only get it triple linked sockets with 3 different colors. The chromatic or reinforce the color of sockets on an item. It's important so that you get the right colors on the right sockets. You want a lot of them. It costs a lot. Don't forget, this is still a free-to-play game, so it's very grindy, and a lot of the grind is very RNG dependent. And Diablo-like games are already very grindy and RNG dependent. So you can imagine you're gonna need a lot of these. You can also sell the other stuff. You see, the other stuff gets these scroll fragments. 3 of them, and you get that scroll of wisdom that you need to identify stuff. This is our identify rare. So if you sell them in the in iron, I'm not too sure, but I think it's either common or unidentified stuff. But either way, those give you the scrolls of wisdom, and rares usually give you this, the alteration shard. 20 of these, and get an orb of alteration. Another type of currency in this game that you're gonna need. Most currencies in this game are usable items that are basically no use if you have a lot of them. So most people just buy stuff or do the bulk uses. Not too important at this stage of the game, but just empty out our inventory with stuff. I don't have enough to get any full items, but I have a bunch of fragments. So let's do that. Now I have these three. I have nothing else left to talk
Farewell.
to him about. This is the stash, the chest. You get 4 pages for free. I'm pretty sure that's your entire account, unless you're doing like a seasonal fee where you get 4 new ones, but you don't get access to your old ones. And once the league ends, you're gonna have to distribute your items into your 4 old ones. You can only have 4 permanent stash slots for all your characters per account. If you want more, you gotta buy it. Not my favorite use of paid currency. A lot of games do this. I don't like it, but that's basically how it is in this game. And it's the same. There's a shortcut control, and it does this. So yeah, I just want to keep these here. There's no real point in your inventory, so I just like to keep these over here because you're gonna get a lot of these. So I prefer to keep them over in the bottom. So that's that. We're set. Our next mission is gonna be the whole medicine thing and exploring. But this is where I'll be ending it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I know that we we didn't really get to do a lot today. Well, you know that we didn't really get to do a lot today. Mostly just introduced the game, talked about the systems. But I still hope you guys found some enjoyment in it. And I'll see you next time. I'm not too sure when that'll be, but hopefully we'll be able to go through more of the game. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.